Hello everyone, welcome. In this video I'm going to show you how to use the range attributes in Unity. So I have a new scene with nothing in it except this empty folder where I'm going to create a new C# script and call it change size. I'll open it in Visual Studio. Close this, and I'll create two public variables, a float called size1 and an integer size2. I don't need a third one. Alright, so if we go back to Unity, save. To see any changes, I'm gonna create a cube and reset it, have it in the middle of the screen, and I'm gonna assign this change size to it. So right now we have this field which we can modify by clicking and dragging over the name, or simply typing some random number here. Alright, the same applies for this. The only difference is that this is a float and this is an integer. Alright, so we have no limitation over this. Now, if we use the range attributes, range, let's say from 0 to 10, and let's put it for this one too, the same from 0 to 10. Save and go back. We can see that now we have this slider here. Now if we click and drag, we see that we can no longer assign values lower than 0 or higher than 10. Same applies for this. Alright, so that's the first usage of this. We can limit this. How can this be useful, let's say in a practical example? Let's go back to Unity, the Visual Studio, and we can initialize this. Size1 would be 1 and size2 would be 1 also. Alright, and now let's create a void function called change local scale, and we'll need an object, so we're gonna create a public game object target, and we'll assign the target transform.local scale. Alright, a new vector3, which is gonna be size1 size1. So we're gonna use only this one first, the float variable, to change the local scale of the cube. Now we're gonna call this in the update method, save it, and go back to Unity. Alright, so we have to assign the target, click and drag it, save, and nothing is happening right now because it's only called in the update method. So let's hit play, and you can see that the two values have been initialized with 1, and if we drag, we can modify the cube very easily from the inspector during runtime. This one doesn't do anything for now because we haven't assigned the value in the method. So if we want to have them separated, let's go back and say that we want the y-axis to be size 2 as suggested earlier. Now if we hit play, they're also initialize again, we can change only the x and the z values with the size 1 variable, and we can affect the y value scale, local scale, through the size 2 value. All right, so how can we change, or rather make it affect these values in edit mode? Because right now we have to hit play to make them work. So it's rather simple. We just go back to our script and add one other attribute, which is execute in edit mode. Save. And now if we go back to Unity, wait for it to load, and now we can change it at edit mode too. I hope this is useful, and that's it for this video. Enjoy.